Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we're not at my desk. We're not playing video games today, even though the headphones may be saying otherwise. We're actually gonna be doing a bookshelf breakdown. I don't know, I think that a part of me as well as gaming is also reading. My bookshelf isn't that impressive, but I still do really enjoy and get really into reading, and I think that that's important to share. But before we get into this, I kind of just wanted to explain where I've been because it's been like, let me check when's the last time I posted a YouTube video. 3 weeks ago. So basically what happened was I got bronchitis for Christmas. Crazy fevers that wouldn't go away, and I was just like sick to my stomach. Literally. So take that as you will. It's 2025. It's a new year. We're coming back better than ever, stronger than ever. This year's gonna be a good year, despite everything that's going on in the world. So yeah, I know, because when I was gone, TikTok got banned, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. And it's okay, guys, because we're gonna be looking at my bookshelf today, so don't even think about that. Let's do a breakdown of what my bookshelf is currently looking like. Here, this is my bookshelf. So that's kind of what's going on with it right now. She's cute. Let's just get into it. Let's start with, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not new to reading. I didn't really get into reading like seriously, like as like a this is something about me, until semi recently, kind of like with the rise of book talk, I guess. Even though I'm not like, don't get me wrong, okay, like I read strictly cheesy romances, and we'll get into that and you'll see it, but don't be mistaken, because one thing about me, no Colleen Hoover, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. No Colleen Hoover. Second, I'm not a big smut person. I don't like reading it, especially because when I read, I'm in school, okay? I'm putting the TikTok down, I'm opening my book, I'm being a scholar. So that's kind of the vibe of when I like to read too. Like, I'm never usually at home being like, you know what would be a really great thing to do right now? Let me pick up a book. Not really me. But I still do like to read. So, yeah. So, let's just get into the first series, I guess, that I read in high school that kind of got me into reading. And you guessed it, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This series changed me as a person. I got this one in freshman year, and then I tried reading it, and I was like, oh, I am not a reader. I'm not a reader. Ugh, I just hate reading. But, like, not really, because instead I read the first Twilight book, like, the first half of freshman year, because I wanted to be Bella Swan so motherfucking bad. Like, it was a problem. I had red hair. First of all, I'm not mysterious at all. I was going to school with bright red hair every day. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I wanted to be Bella Swan really bad, but I got over that. So, yeah. So, this book I got, and I didn't read it at first, and then I read it because I needed a book for after I was finishing my midterms. Like, I needed something to do. So, I started reading this, and I was like, wait, I've been missing out. Like, I have been missing out so bad. And then there was 2 more, and I was like, shit, like, Holly Jackson is cooking. Like, she's cooking, she can't stop cooking. On Goodreads, because I am a Goodreads user because of all of this, on Goodreads, I rated the first book 5 out of 5. Second book 4 out of 5. It was just, stuff needed to happen for the third book. Third book 5 out of 5. It was crazy. It was good. I'm trying to see if I want to go into the spoilers of these books. I think maybe just a tad bit. Like, nothing too crazy. So, this is going to be a spoiler-free video. So, if you see any books on my bookshelf that you are currently reading or you want to read, I won't spoil, but I will just give my thoughts and maybe a little bit of commentary. But don't worry, like, I'm not going to flip page by page and tell you about the books. Holly Jackson knows how to write a good little horror, a good little YA thriller with a little side, a little treat of romance, because that's really what hooked me. Is Pip and Ravi? I was all over that. Like, are you kidding? Because of these books, I also started to tab my books. I also started annotating too. So I was tabbing and I was annotating for the first time, and it was scary. So I would put full ass sticky notes and just like say my thoughts on the sticky notes. Now I don't do that anymore. I just write in my books. They're literally mine. So what I was doing was I was taking full sticky notes and just cutting them into strips and sticking them in my book in the front cover, and then taking as I read if I needed them, which is crazy. So that's why this one is like a little questionable looking. But then I got my shit together and I got tabs for the second and third, and you'll see these colors a lot because it's just what they sell at Target. Like, that's just kind of what I used. I won't lie, I've been a little bit of a slacker, and we'll get into that soon. For the new books that I'm going to be reading, I did order like color-coded tabs, so now when I pick out a new book, I can be like, okay, what color matches this part of my book? And then like, it's just color-coded and it'll be cute and aesthetic, but you're not going to be seeing any aesthetic. You're going to be seeing these neon tabs, and that's okay. That was the vibe at the time. The time has passed, but that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate her, okay? Which brings me to my next author of the evening, which is going to be Lynn Painter. And listen, Lynn Painter, I love you, Lynn Painter. If you're seeing this, kisses to Lynn Painter, because she knows how to write a good little cheesy romance book, okay? I don't care. I don't care. I will be posted up at the function with a cartoon-ass cover like this. Zero fucks. Better than the movies. My first cheesy romance, loved it. It was a little cringe at the beginning, but I genuinely love Wiz. I love Liz and Wes so bad. I have a Spotify playlist for them. I have a Spotify playlist for Pip and Ravi too. I can link down below. And I will, because you know what? I'm cooking. Like, DJ play the track. I'm cooking. Better than the movies. Love it. Currently reading Nothing Like the Movies, which, you guys, I'm scared, because I don't know how I feel about a second chance romance. I really am content with keeping it at everything's happy, everything's good. It's a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next on the shelf, this is kind of going in order of the way that I read them. I do have them organized by author on my shelf at the moment, but that doesn't really matter. I don't think you guys really care that much. So the next one is going to be, these are my Lynn Painter books that I have. The Do-Over, Side Eye. I gave this book a 4 out of 5. Let's just say it's a low 4 out of 5. You guys saw how passionate I am about Lynn Painter, and let me tell you, that's my girl. This book, I don't know. It was good. Writing wise, like I definitely could see some sort of like improvement. Not that she like was bad at writing, but I did feel less cringed out when reading this one, which I felt like if there was just like characteristic differences where I was like, okay, I can see myself liking this main character more. Or more easily, I guess. But I just don't think, and I can't even say that. I was gonna say I don't think I like the plot like a time loop, but that's not even, I can't even say that because I have a book. I have a book right here that is gonna be a time loop, but it's gonna be good. See, because the holdup with this time loop is that he doesn't remember her. So she's going through these days end on end making connection with him, falling in love with him, but he never remembers her. That just doesn't sit right with me. So that's kind of my holdup with this book. To each their own, I suppose. Also, ooh. actually, okay. At the end of the book, gets that that Taylor Swift lyric tattooed on her. Oh my god, like, ugh, like I physically like, ugh, that took a star away from me. That was like a half star. Like a half star reduction was the Taylor Swift lyric, and then like another half star reduction was like the time loop where he doesn't remember her. That's why it's a 4. But it was still a good book, I suppose. I also like first hardcover book I bought because I was like in a reading frenzy. I was like, I need to get another book right now. Like, put it in my hands. I need to keep reading. So that was kind of the vibe for that book. But moving on to my next Lynn Painter book, which I read semi-recently. I read like in the last like month, 2 months, is Betting on You. Betting on You was an amazing book. You want to talk fake dating, you want to talk tension, you want to talk when Harry met Sally, like this is the book for you. Okay? I gave this book obviously a 5 out of 5. It's a hardcover. Hello. Cuz I just am so impatient and I can't wait for paperbacks, even though I prefer to have paperback just cuz they're easier to read. But you know what? Lynn Painter, snaps to that because this book was good. It was just so good. Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know what to say. Y'all need to read. Like I'm personally taking this book from off my shelf and I'm passing it on to you and I'm saying go read this book. It's just so good. It's just so cheesy and good and cute. Okay. To our next author of the evening. I do only have 2 of her books, but let's not talk about that. Rachel Lynn Solomon. Okay? This girl, she's the Boots Tea House down. Okay? And I don't even like saying that, but it's true. Her books are great. And I actually just went to the library and I saw the sequel to this book, which first of all, I didn't even know that there was a sequel out. I need to keep tabs on her because she's making moves silently and I didn't even know. So I need to go get that book. But just between you and me, I have quite a few unread books on this shelf, which we can talk about soon. But anyway, she's amazing. This one, they're like academic rivals, whatever. They're competing for money, and then it's so cute. They fall in love. Like, it's cute. I don't know what else to say. 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. See, this is my holdup, though. This is a time loop, but they both remember each other. So I think that's kind of where I differentiate with time loop books, I guess, for the romance, is that they need to remember each other, because if they're not remembering each other, then y'all are freaky. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're falling in love with me and I don't remember you? Like, that's just weird. Like, I just can't get down. So they're stuck in a time loop together, and I eat it up, okay? I eat it up. And so basically, like, he's stuck in a time loop longer than her, and then she enters his time loop, and then they have to figure out how to get out of it together. Cute. She knows how to write a good little tension, a good little, ooh, I'm damaged. But, like, not really. I don't know. Okay. Our next author of the evening is gonna be Emily Henry. This is the first Emily Henry book I read. She's a little bit on the spice-o-meter, I suppose you could say. Okay, here's Lynn Painter, you know, because she's writing about kids in high school, and I respect, you know, like, they're kissing, and then, like, here's, like, Solomon, and then, like, here's Emily Henry, you know what I mean? Like, she's just kind of up there with her spice, but it's nothing crazy, so, you know, it's okay. Like, I still enjoy reading her books, because who doesn't love a morally gray character who's secretly closed off? And also named after a month? Augustus Everett? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh my god, I forgot! This is so Colleen Hoover of her, by the way. Her main characters in this book being named Augustus Everett and January Andrews. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't fuck with... Oh, like, it's giving Lily Blossom Bloom. Like, get out of my face with that. But other than that, it's a good book. I think, let me see, I think I gave it a 5. I don't remember. I don't recall. Oh, I gave it a 4. Sorry. I don't know, I don't really have much to say. It's kind of been a while since I read this one, so I kind of forgot. Okay. Next on the Emily Henry book list, it's not looking good for her. If you think me rating that first one a 4 was bad, I gave this one a 3. And I don't want to hear about it, okay? This book, I don't know what was wrong with this book. It put me in the longest reading slump. It took me about a year to finish this book. And I was really cranking it out in the beginning. I was like, I gotta finish this book. You know, I was up north. I had nothing else better to do. I was like, let me just read this book. I couldn't. I literally couldn't. And it's not even the beginning. It's like the beginning and like almost all the way through the halfway. It's like so boring. I just don't know what it was about this book. It was just not sitting well with me and my soul. Like, it wasn't speaking to me. Except that's the thing though, is that I rated it a 3 out of 5. But when I finished this book, I cried like a baby. I was like, wow, that was good. It got points for making me cry. Like, she's really good at writing smut. I'll give her that, but I don't know. At least in these 3 books that I have of hers, like, there's always something going on with the family. And let me tell you something. I don't care about the family. I don't care about the family drama. I don't want to hear about how, you know, whatever's happening. I just want to see you guys fall in love. Sorry. But don't worry, okay? Don't you worry, because people we meet on vacation, this was Emily Henry's redemption book for me, and I'm so glad that this is turning into a movie, because the way that I need to see them so bad. I finished this book, cried, first of all. One thing about me is I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be reading a book and I'm gonna be crying. It was so good. I love this book. I give it a 5 out of 5, so you know, she was on a slow decline, and then this book, like rocket shot it up. Emily Henry, thank you. Thank you for this one book. This one book that I really like. Thank you so much. You just have to read it to really understand. Because me explaining it to you, you're not gonna get it. You need to read this book. Okay, now we're treading into dangerous water because we're treading into the other books on my bookshelf. And there's a lot of lore behind them, I think, because I kind of just did a rundown. Well, okay, hold on. Before I do that, I did read this book. It's a novella, so it's only like less than like 200 pages. It was okay. It's whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. That's just how okay it was. Now, here's the lore for the rest of the books on my bookshelf, because clearly it's a little bit packed, but we only went through this. And I didn't even touch all of the books that are on, there's like 3 that I didn't touch, that I didn't go over. So, let's go over that. I am in an unofficial book club with my mom and my aunt, and we just all read our own things, but this year, book basket exchange, or like Secret Santa. Okay, anyway, too much explaining. My aunt got me. She bought me One of Us is Lying, and she bought me Happily Never After. So I do have those to read from Christmas. Like, I don't know. After I finished reading Betting on You, I was like, okay, like, I'm wraps. Like, that's it. And I thought I was gonna beat my goal of 10 books for the year, but obviously that didn't happen, because why would it? I don't read at home. Those 2 books I still need to read. Then there's this book for when we went on an unofficial book club trip to Schuler's bookstore in Ann Arbor. Shout out, because their boss. We went because my mom was buying her, what's it called? Perfect Marriage book, and the author signed it. So we were going for that, and I was like, oh, and then we went to a 2-story Barnes and Noble. So at the 2-story Barnes and Noble, I bought this book. I don't know. I almost bought this before, maybe like a summer ago, but then I was like, okay, maybe I won't. So I got it, and it's a Barnes and Noble exclusive, so it has really cute, you know. And then at Schuler's, I bought my Better Than the Movies book. So I started reading that today, actually, like officially. Which is not good, because speaking of the unofficial book club, we're doing a book bingo. So my mom made these book bingo cards and a free space, and then we have all of these different like requirements for our books to qualify for us to fill it in, but it has to be a different book for each square. And then the winner, so the first person to get a bingo is going to get one book and one coffee bought by the losers, right? So second place has to buy the coffee because it's cheaper. The third place bingo holder has to buy the first place winner a book. So I'm totally gonna lose that, but it's okay. That's a little bit of the untouched books on my bookshelf. Actually, we're not even done because I don't even want to pull this out. I read Hunger Games in elementary school. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I am probably 40 or 60% through with it. And I can't get through it. I'm sorry. I watched the movie. I know enough about his story, obviously, to be caught up on the Hunger Games lore, but I'm not reading that damn book. Will I be buying Hunger Games Haymitch book and reading that? Hopefully I'll read it, but I'm definitely going to be buying it. So that's this shelf explained. Moving down, let's angle this down a little bit. So I have all of my mom's Twilight books. I did mention earlier that I only read the first one. I read the first one and I'm a little less than halfway through the second one. I don't know. I like Twilight. I've watched all the movies. I liked the first two books. Well, I liked the first book. Second book's kind of boring. T-bound word. Anyway, my It book doesn't have a cover anymore because I took it to school every day in 6th grade, and 6th grade was apparently very rough. So she's degloved. She doesn't have a cover. But I read this in 6th grade. It's like the biggest book I've ever read. And will I read it again? No. I was a very big It kid, though. Like, I had a very big It phase. So I think that really explains a lot for me. Next on my bookshelf is Christine. I actually didn't read this. I didn't read this. My mom gave it to me because it was Stephen King. I didn't read it. She read it. I was like, you should put it on your bookshelf, and she gave it back to me. And then we kind of have some school books. Little known fact about me is I was in AP Lang and composition last year. Because I'm a smarty pants? No. I don't know how I got into that class. So I had to buy some books for that class for summer homework and also just for assignments. So for the summer homework, we read Into the Wild, and To Kill a Mockingbird, and then for in class we got Walden and Civil Disobedience. Total snooze fest. If you think that I read this book, girl, I did not. I don't even think I opened this book. Civil Disobedience didn't read. To Kill a Mockingbird, this is gonna be so controversial of me. I didn't read it, but I do understand the message that it is trying to convey, and obviously we did a lot of review for it in class, so I do have a general understanding of it. I just didn't read it. I don't have anything against the book, okay, I don't have anything against the book. I don't have anything against it. Summer homework, like, I strapped in and I read this one and then I tapped out. I was like, oh, there's a second book? No, there's not. Into the Wild, it was okay. It was good. I don't even want to say it's good. So those are those ones from last year. This year so we didn't have to buy any books if we didn't want to. Like, we had class copies. But I loved this book so much that I wanted to annotate it and keep it in my bookshelf forever because I actually read it, like, with the class. That's Fahrenheit 451. This is a banned book. To Kill a Mockingbird is also a banned book, so, you know, it's always good to have physical copies of these things, you know, just in case anything happens. Anyway, great book. If you haven't read it because you didn't have to in high school, not in your curriculum, or if you just didn't read it, I would definitely say that this is a great book. I think you should read. It's about, like, a futuristic society where books are banned, and there's firefighters, but they're called firemen. They come and they burn your house down with your books inside because they're banned. And then you get dragged off to the mental asylum. And basically the main character is like, this is not Boots. Like, We need to stop this now. It's really good. I probably didn't do it any justice just now, but it's really good. And my teacher did a really good, like, job explaining it as well. He was just really good at, like, looking at it and being like, okay, well, clearly this is what is being said. And then I was just like, oh, okay, no, yeah, you're right. These little books down here. Heart Like a Cowboy. I didn't read this. I didn't! Got it as a Christmas present last year from my best friend. Haha, I like cowboys, whatever. 7th grade, I read Carrie because I was on a little bit of a Stephen King kick, I guess. All Quiet on the Western Front. I bought this from Barnes & Noble thinking I was going to sit down and read it. I didn't read it, but I watched the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. It's really good. I mean, like, the movie is really good, so I'm assuming that the book is really good because movie was good. I really, honestly, I mean, not to be like, yeah, I like war. Like, I don't. Like, I do enjoy history, and a part of that history that I do really fuck with hard is, like, World War One. Like, I like All Quiet on the Western Front. That was a good movie. I like 1917. So, it's just, like, movies like that. So, anyway, and then... Okay, have I ever read a Colleen Hoover book? No. Do I have to know that I don't like her? No. Will I read this book? You're just gonna have to see. Let's just say that a video about Colleen Hoover is coming soon. I have 2 honorary mentions that I have to talk about. This Dan and Phil Go Outside tour book. I got this at the dollar store for $1. Like, what are you talking about? I got this at the dollar store like 3.5 years ago. And I love it. It's my prized possession. You know, it's just like them on tour. I have this. And then my Joey Graceffa book. I have not read this. Let me know if I should read it. Maybe I will. Maybe for my book bingo. I don't know. I prop him up and he watches me 24/7. That was my bookshelf breakdown. I know I didn't really go too crazy into the specifics with what books, like what the books are about, but I did say this was gonna be spoiler free. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in if you're still here. Many more to come. Hopefully. I haven't been reading a lot, but I'm gonna tap in for that bingo. Like, I'm gonna make an outrageous comeback, and I'll keep you guys updated. This was kind of new for me. I wanted to spring into like more than just video games. I know that I literally only have like 5 videos, and like all of them are Minecraft aside from one. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm gonna completely abandon that. But it is just like on my. It's on my, like, bingo card for 2025. I got a lot of bingos going on, okay? It's on my bingo card for 2025 to start vlogging and just kind of doing what I want. So, yeah. So, I hope that this was fun. I hope you enjoyed. So, I'll see you guys soon. Trust I won't go on another unexpected break. I was really cranking out these videos and then I just like disappeared for a little bit. I swear it was because I was sick. So yeah, I'll come back when I figure out what to build. Okay, bye guys!